Despite challenges such as gangsterism, drug abuse, and poverty, some young people have succeeded in avoiding these social ills. One such man from Reiger Park, he was a drug addict. He even sold them to turn his life around and beat the odds, and everything was stacked against him. But here he is, standing with us, Brandon Isaacs. He's from the community, and he's, I suppose, an inspiration to a lot of people that are watching on. Brandon, welcome to the program. Good to have you on Morning Live.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, talk to me about where you were. I mean, how bad did it get for you?
Yeah, well, about 5 years ago, I was doing drugs in the community. Weekends, I was doing drugs at work. It first started off by selling drugs. I'm not proud of this, but some of the drugs that people are currently using in Reiger Park, we introduced. We focused on we call it party drugs, you know, your designer drugs like your LSD, acid, ecstasy, and things like that. So, you know, Reiger Park was broadly known for your medical, your buttons or the pills that they call it, and dach and things like that. And we came and we introduced this party called drugs, you know, like they say it's party drugs in the community. And after a while, you know, we started using the drugs and things like that. And from there, we started robbing even people selling drugs because I had to maintain my habit. So that was the life I lived. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was bad. It got to an exceptionally bad level.
Yes.
What happened? When did this sort of light bulb go on your head, going in your head, and you said to yourself, "No, I can't do this anymore." What changed? What made you want to stop?
Okay. Well, and I was in rehab out, and you know things didn't work for me. And strangely enough, you know, one Saturday afternoon, I had a God encounter. I had a divine encounter. And while sitting at my house, you know, God directed me to read a book, as strange as it sounds. And I was directed to read a book called Purpose Driven Life. And once I read the book there was a little prayer in that book. And once I said that prayer, I had a total transformation. At the time, I didn't know what was happening. And like I said, by the grace of God, He directed me to people who assisted me and who discipled me and who guided me up until the point where I was strong enough to do that for other people. So for me, you know, this is my story. I know it differs for someone else, but for me, it was a God encounter.
Okay, so there was that moment, but I mean, it wasn't easy.
No,
because it sounded like. I mean, what drugs were you abusing?
I was using ecstasy, kit. I was using dacha. I was using from time to time rocks, your hard form of cocaine. I was using cocaine, the powder form. I was using ecstasy.
Okay, we get the picture. There wasn't anything you didn't use. But I mean, how did you get off of it? I mean, you had to have gone through withdrawals, and was it purely by the help of people?
Yes, it was by the help of people, support group, a church. You know, people personally invested their time, their effort, their energy in me. Helped me to the point where, you know, on weekends, you know, they made sure I wasn't alone, you know, always had someone to accompany me where I'm going somewhere, you know, someone to hang out with. Just that sense of support structure, you understand me, to the point where I could stand on my own. So for me, it was a support structure.
And you've never fallen off the rails?
I must be honest with you. There was many times, you know, when you had withdrawal symptoms, and I can remember there was a time I was just driving and I got the smell of cocaine. You know, it just came. I was far from it, but that smell, you know, the smell of cocaine just came to me. And you know, that's when you call on someone and you tell that person, listen here, man. Can you just come and spend time with me, man? I just need someone to talk to. Yeah. And that for me helped.
So the message behind this interview, and I want you to give that message, because there are a lot of youngsters watching. There are a lot of people that perhaps are involved in drugs and think to themselves, well, it's too far gone. There's no way I can even think of giving up now. What is that advice? What should they do?
Well, I would say, you know, there is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You know, you can change your clothes, you can change your dress, you can change your girlfriend, you can change your boyfriend, you can change your car, you can change a new house. But until you come to a point where you have a changed mind, you know, the same things is going to happen over and over in your life. And you know, I'm thankful today for people like you know, Sam Alexander, which is a businessman, you know, who heard me speak one day on Radio 702. And after my interview with David O'Sullivan, he called me, former resident of Reiger Park and current CEO of the Pacific Institute, South Africa. And you know, he assisted me, like I said, the support group, and he gave me principles and concept how to think differently, and it was by this that we started an organization called Reimagine Reiger Park. And Reimagine Reiger Park is, you know, the current state of Reiger Park. What is a reimagined Reiger Park look to you? And whatever that picture is, we try and build community projects around it to change the landscape. To date, we have trained over 170 teachers. We've trained parolees with the same content that changed my mind. We have created a few jobs. We are currently training the top 40 learners of East Rand High School. We are currently with a strategic partnership of the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller.
Fantastic.
We have assisted small businesses, informal and formal businesses, with financial and non-financial support. Currently, as we speak now, they've assisted us to create 20 jobs. We've started a little recycling center just a street from here, where we've employed 20 youth members of Reiger Park.
I mean, there is stuff
There
happening,
is stuff happening.
and I'm proud of you for spearheading it and driving it, and realizing that that sometimes, even if your voice isn't heard, you've got to go out and make it heard yourself. You can't expect everything to fall on government's shoulders, and it's got to be helped by the community. We're proud of you. Brendan, thank you for talking to us here on the program. I wish I could do more, but I can't. Brendan Isaacs, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Let's quickly go back to the Joburg studios. I think when you come back here, it'll probably be sharp time. So, Palesa,